Welcome to our VirtuaLaw Legal Analysis series. In today's episode, we will discuss the meaning, application and sample case of the doctrine of apparent authority. Let's dive right into it. The doctrine of apparent authority, also known as the doctrine of ostensible authority, is a legal principle that deals with situations where a person or entity, the principal, may be bound by the actions, contracts, or representations made by another person, the agent, who appears to have authority to act on behalf of the principal, even if the agent does not have actual authority. In essence, apparent authority arises when the principal creates the impression or appearance that an agency relationship exists between them and the agent, leading third parties to reasonably believe that the agent is authorized to act on behalf of the principal. Application. The doctrine of apparent authority is based on the concept of estoppel, which means that if a principal's actions or representations lead others to believe that an agency relationship exists, the principal should be estopped, prevented, from denying the existence of that agency when innocent third parties reasonably rely on that appearance. For the doctrine to apply, the following elements are typically required. 1. Representation by the principal. The principal must engage in conduct or make statements that create the impression that the agent has the authority to act on their behalf. This representation can be explicit or implicit. 2. Reliance by a third party. A third party must reasonably rely on the principal's representation and believe that the agent has the authority to act on behalf of the principal. 3. Detrimental reliance. The third party must suffer some form of harm or incur a loss due to their reliance on the agent's apparent authority. Significance. The doctrine of apparent authority is essential for protecting the rights and interests of innocent third parties who may enter into transactions or dealings with someone who appears to be an authorized agent but lacks actual authority. By holding the principal liable for the agent's actions or representations, the doctrine ensures that individuals and entities cannot escape responsibility by simply claiming that the agent acted without authority. This principle is particularly relevant in various contexts, such as business transactions, contracts, and dealings with the public. It encourages transparency and honesty in business interactions and prevents principals from misleading third parties through their actions or inactions. Example. Let's consider a hypothetical example to further illustrate the doctrine of apparent authority. Case: Jane is the owner of a car dealership named Speedy Motors. She hires John as a salesperson and provides him with a name tag that says Sales Manager. John does not have the authority to enter into binding contracts on behalf of the dealership, but he often interacts with customers and handles negotiations. One day, a customer named Alex visits the dealership and expresses interest in buying a car. John approaches Alex, introduces himself as the sales manager of Speedy Motors, and negotiates the terms of the car purchase. Based on John's representation and apparent authority as the sales manager, Alex believes that John has the authority to finalize the deal. After agreeing on the purchase terms, Alex signs the sales agreement, pays the required amount, and drives away with the car. However, later, Alex discovers that there was a mistake in the contract, and he wants to cancel the deal. In this scenario, the doctrine of apparent authority may apply. Jane, the principal, owner of Speedy Motors, provided John with a name tag that identified him as the sales manager. This representation created the impression that John had the authority to act on behalf of the dealership. Alex, as a reasonable third party, relied on John's apparent authority as the sales manager and entered into the contract. As a result, Jane, the principal, may be stopped from denying John's apparent authority, and the dealership could be held liable for the sales agreement. Even if John did not have actual authority to finalize the deal. Again, the applicability of the doctrine of apparent authority will depend on the specific facts and circumstances of each case and the legal jurisdiction in which the matter arises. Courts will evaluate whether the principal's actions or representations led to the reasonable belief in the agent's authority, and whether the third party suffered harm due to their reliance on that apparent authority. That's all for this episode. Stay tuned for more legal insights in our future episode. Remember, understanding the law helps us comprehend the intricacies of our legal system. See you next time. Like and subscribe.